What's going on, everybody? It's your main man Orion coming back from the galaxy. You feel me, baby? What's going on, guys? This is going to be a big video. This is going to be a very, very big video. If only because, is this the beginning of the end? I know that Cartoon Network has had a lot going on over the past few years. They had a lot going on. Their time on the network has shortened immensely. Like if you live in the western part of the United States, if you live in California, Texas, Colorado, these places, any of those states that are far left, like in the West Coast, you are barely watching Cartoon Network because Cartoon Network ends for that time zone at around like 4 p.m. Here where I'm at, I'm deep in the north. I live in like New York City. So it's Eastern Standard Time. So we have a 1-2 hours difference from California. So it ends for us around 5-6 p.m. 6 p.m. is still very, very early. But is always been something that has been about kind of like it's always been something that's slowing the network down over the years. First they're shaving off an hour, then they shave off for another hour, then they keep shaving up stuff off, and eventually get to the point where we don't know what's really going on, and that's what happened when I started to realize that Cartoon Network was ending at like 6 p.m., 5 p.m., 4 p.m. in some places. I started to realize what's happening, what's going on, what are they going to do? Because the swim was started to take over more and more and more. And I was like, what's happening? What are they going to do? Well, then they reintroduce Checker Pass. And I'm like, okay, Checker Pass might be the best of Cartoon Network, sure, but it's on Adult Swim. It's not on Cartoon Network. Okay, well, there's still Toonami Rewind. It's on Adult Swim, not Cartoon Network. Okay, well, what is on Cartoon Network? Well, they have shows like Teen Titans Go and Gumball, hopefully, and they have all that stuff going on. But not like no real new original content. No huge events. It's like they're not. It's not like they're planning any theatrical films anytime soon. I think the most recent one we had was Craig Before the Creek, and even then that was like a big in between another film, and even then that was only a made for TV movie. But guys, the fact that the Cartoon Network website has officially closed, I am now in question. And this is a big deal, the fact that I'm in question. Because, guys, how many things that have happened to Cartoon Network over the years where I said, people have said specifically, oh, it's not a big deal. Cartoon Network Studios closed down. CNS. In Atlanta. Or Burbank, I believe. And even then, people were like, well, no, the network is still well and alive, and, well, now the website's down. What does that mean? Well, maybe that, I don't know. And that's the thing, it's like, every time something happened with Cartoon Network, I could always be like, well, maybe. And then the response to that is, to people that can prove those people wrong is, well, maybe. Maybe you're right. But guys, I gotta admit, I'm kind of getting tired of saying, well, maybe. I can say it again, and I could bullshit my way out of the truth and excuses why Cartoon Network might be dead. and maybe make the excuse that they were looking at a place to save some money, and they shaved out the website. Maybe. Maybe website URLs are not. Maybe they really were taking a big hit. I just don't know. I just don't know. But it's not a good look after everything that's happened over the last few years. It's what, and I'm sure there's going still going to be people which I agree with you, by the way. For those of you who are about to comment, nah, Cartoon Network's not dying. It's not dead. I agree with you. All I'm trying to say is that day by day, it is getting harder and harder and harder to hold that position and actually mean it. To hold that position, to hold that opinion. I can at least admit it. Do I think Cartoon Network is dying? Like it's going to die within the next 5 years? Probably not. Right? Probably not. But if it did, am I going to be surprised? No. And if I really don't believe that it won't, if I'm going to take that stance, I have to defend it. Right? If I'm going to be the person to take a stance on anything, I have to be prepared to defend my stance. And I can still take the high road in the defensive stance and say, well, no, Cartoon Network is not dead. Cartoon Network is not dying, right? I can still do that. What this video is saying, and what I'm even doing by making this video, is to draw concern. Because while, yes, I can still technically say, I can technically still hold the opinion of no, Cartoon Network is not dying. But I must admit, it is becoming genuinely harder and harder and harder to hold that sentiment. To keep defending when things like this happen. So what does this mean? Is Cartoon Network dying? Once again, my answer is uncertain. But what I can say is that this is yet another example of, well, doesn't look very good. Cartoon Network website shutting down. I mean, who remembers? Right? Get Animated, Get Up and Go challenge. Remember when it used to motivate you to not like, and this is what's crazy too, but to me, the way that things are marketed towards this generation and the people of today is they don't care about you. They don't care about your personal beliefs. They don't care about your personal well-being. They don't care about you or your kids. What they want is for you to sit behind the TV screen and watch all day. Because that's what makes them the most money. If you die in the process, or maybe not something a little bit less drastic or morbid, if you become less healthy as a result, it's on you. They don't care. Cartoon Network back in the day used to not only care, but encourage that you get away from the TV. Encourage that you turn the channel off. Encourage that you turn the TV off. Encourage that you go outside. Look, don't just sit there. Get animated. Still advertising their stuff too. Like, Star Wars: The Clone Wars is premiering, hey, a new game. But at the end of the day, hey, Get Up and Go challenge. Hey, get animated, right? Looking for episodes of your favorite Cartoon Network shows? Check out what's available to stream on Max. Sign up for Max, where you can also create a kids profile with restriction rates, additional privacy protections to keep it fun and kid friendly. Subscribers continue to enjoy your favorite Cartoon Network programming on your TV connected apps. Look at this. TV requests, favorite cartoons, JBO, Boomerang, Inner Tsunami. Dude, I just. Yeah, here's the infamous one. This one that everybody's been talking about. Guys, this is. Come on, come on and spend some time with your quality time with your kids' favorite stream, larger than life animated shows and specials. I mean, they're still definitely still like looking for your favorite Cartoon Network shows. Continue to enjoy your favorite CM programming on your TV. I don't know. It's just not a good look. It's just not, and it's just deep down, it just breaks my heart. Um, that we even have to come to this conversation. I can't believe that the website has been around. And you want to know something you really want to know something? The website did die. Nobody went on CartoonNetwork.com anymore. But why? And I'll tell you why. The people in charge of the website stopped caring. Cartoon Network themselves stopped caring. Look at all the classic games and shit. Guys, I'm getting depressed. I don't even want to keep looking at this shit. But like, it's not looking good. I'm not going to say Cartoon Network's time. The time I say that for the purposes of people wanting to click on this video, because to some extent I want this to be seen. I want people to view this, but I just all I can say literally, I can say that this is getting harder and harder and harder day by day to hold the opinion, to hold the stance, to defend that Cartoon Network's not going anywhere. To defend that no, Cartoon Network is not dead. How long? And let me ask you a question for those of you that continue to hold this very, very, very strong opinion of Cartoon Network not dead. You guys are being over dramatic. I want to ask you guys a question. At what point in a situation, in any situation, should the alarm get sounded? Because it has to happen in every situation. For example, you're in school doing a lab experiment. Mistake. Now something has gone on fire. My question is, how far does that fire need to spread? How much of the building needs to get burned down before you're able to finally say, oh, all right, maybe there is a problem? Because this isn't looking very good. Because, again, I'm totally with you guys on some aspects of people over exaggerating, right? Like if, say, for example, I lit a match and someone's freaking out saying, oh, you're going to burn down the school, then I'm going to say, all right, you're overreacting. But if the school is already on fire, one classroom is already burned down, and you're still looking at me and telling me that the building is not burning down, you're overreacting. My question for you is, at what point do you look at Cartoon Network and say, ooh, it is dying? At what point? Half of the network is gone. The website is gone. The website just closed. There's no more existing IPs. They've been losing ratings ever since the mid 2010s. Even before that, like right at the beginning of the 2010s. Christina Miller effectively killed the network. The 3 reboots have killed the network. People don't care for the network anymore. Teens don't care for it. Kids don't care for it. Cartoon Network is not even mentioned in a top 50 brands list. The ratings are in a plummet. People are not tuned in. People would rather watch the news than Cartoon Network. But you would understand. My point is this: you understand, right? If something wants to stick around, it has to continue to grow. Where's Cartoon Network grown in the past 10 to 15 years? Where hasn't grown anywhere? It hasn't grown anywhere. It's been in a constant bubble where it's trying to grow, but the bubble is keeps it contained no matter what. Cartoon Network has been trying to grow for years, but it can't. It's it's getting stuck. And I know I've been rambling on here for a long time here, but I need this video to be something that will alarm people because this is definitely concerning. And again, I'm not saying the Cartoon Network is dead. I'm not saying that it's going to die in the next 5 years. What I am saying is bare minimum, bottom line, borderline. This is concerning. And I know I'm going to get people in the comments who are like, oh, you're overreacting. Cartoon Network is not dead. It's just a website. Nobody visits it anyway. Nobody cares. Again, these are the people, and I'm just letting you guys know, these are the kinds of people that will say that, and then the network dies, and they'll be like, oh, oh well. And then they'll just move on. So, you spend all this time telling me who is concerned, who I might actually have been able to do something to help to fix the problem, that there is no problem. Then when there really was a problem and it got so big and bad that it destroyed the entire network and I could have jumped in and helped saved it, and now you're holding the opinion of you see it die and you're just like, huh, oh well. And you think you just can just walk away from that. I don't like that. Some this I keep bumping into this fucking radiator. I'm sorry if you guys can pick up on that soundbite, but I don't like that. I'm the type of person that if I see, I'm very much of the belief that if I see someone is struggling, that person needs help, and I will lend them a helping hand to them. Cartoon Network is very similar. Their website is just dead. They've been losing hours from their network every year. The point of something continuing to exist is that it needs to continue to grow. Cartoon Network has not grown. Cartoon Network has regressed and has lost ratings, it has lost hours, it has lost its studio, its own studio in Burbank, it has lost its studio, it has now lost its website. For those of you who continue to rally around and say Cartoon Network is not dead, my question to you then is, what will it take for you to even become remotely concerned? What will it take is my question to those of you who hold that argument. I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm not trying to start a debate. I am just a clearly very different person from you or whoever is saying that. And I just want to know, from your point of view, what makes you say, what makes you draw the conclusion that there is no concern? Because as a big fan, as somebody who cares very deeply about the network, I am very concerned. This is not a good look. Not a good look in the slightest. We need to do something, man. I don't know what we can do. I don't know if there's anything left to do. But if we don't do something, I fear Cartoon Network is going to go out of business. It is going to die. And I see so many people made videos within the last 10 years that people really vibe with and really enjoy, and they come back to those same content creators and tell them they were right all along, and everything they said came to fruition, came true. I'm not saying that there are some super geniuses that can predict the future, but I am saying that those of you who believed in people like that back then, when they said those certain things would happen and they did, this is the one situation where I don't want to be right. I hope this network doesn't die. But for those of you who believe, then at least take from me and the people now the caution that you should at least be remotely concerned, because this is not a good look. And I am very concerned with the future of the network. But that's all I gotta say. That's all I really have to say. Um, what do you guys think? Leave your comments down in the description below, and I will get back to you guys when I can. Thank you guys so much for everything. Even if Cartoon Network goes away, I will always be here with you guys. We can go through that death together, and we can go through the memories and in the reliving of those days and of Cartoon Network's golden ages together. But anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next video. As always, this is your main man Ryan, and as always, stay tuned for more.